We produce as much food as we want. We consume as much food as we want. And we throw away nearly 100 billion pounds of food every year. Why?
Mainly because the values of our society have changed, and we're now focused on self and money, and we're not worried about taking care of the next man.
I've been working in the hospitality industry for a few years now. Food and beverage department has inadvertently become my field of expertise. It helped me pay for my living expenses, college tuition, and a reason for making this film. I've been witnessing a significant amount of good unserved food being carelessly thrown away. I've always known that there are people in need of food. I decided to find out if anyone was doing something to prevent this food waste epidemic.
I've been with the company for 13 years. We pick up from restaurants and hotels that have leftover food that was not served to the public. That's still good food, but they can't use it and resell it, so they donate it to us and we take it and transport it to agencies that work with the needy.
Last year we were able to do distribute almost 25 million pounds of food here in Central Florida, and I know that sounds like a huge number, and it's a big amount of food. Hard to get your mind around. Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you that it was enough food. The truth is, it wasn't even close.
The demand for our services has doubled in the last 3 to 4 years. We are literally feeding twice as many people that we did just a couple of years ago, and there is never enough for what we do. There's always more people that are coming through that could be served by a meal.
I couldn't believe that in a city of 4,500 restaurants, there weren't enough food supply. Yet every day, not only in Central Florida, but throughout the whole country, restaurants, buffets, and convention centers continue to throw food away.
Whenever management tells me to throw food away, it makes me sick to my stomach. Rather than give it to someone to eat, we decide to waste it, and I can't stand it. I teach my kids the same thing. If you're not going to eat it, then you give it to your brother or sister.
We know from the hunger studies that we ourselves have done as part of the Feeding America Network that roughly 1 in 5, even closer to 1 in 4 of our population here in Central Florida found it necessary to seek charitable assistance with food at some point last year.
As I listened to Greg speak about the hunger facts in our community, I wished all the restaurant and banquet managers I used to work for to be here learning an important lesson.
Education is a key part of that, you know. People need to understand what the nutritional guidelines are.
The number one issue is, believe it or not, smaller portions. We in this country, in certain restaurants in this country, boast of Texas size, portions. Who needs a steak of 16 ounces? And I've seen steaks of 16 ounces being served. That goes over the plate. So now we've invented huge plates to take care of the 16-ounce steak. It's a total waste. Most people don't consume that. But they have eyes bigger than their stomach. So they want that. That's wrong.
What else is wrong? Is the way restaurants and buffets lure visitors to come eat at their place with signs like all you can eat for $9. But why can't restaurants take the initiative to educate the consumer and put up the hunger statistics? Or signs that would read, take only what you can really eat?
I think they need to do that. We don't need to waste food. I believe they should do that, should put those signs out.
In Spain, Japan, and their portion is a lot smaller compared to here. So maybe it's about quality versus quantity. It's one of those big things.
A lot of people, as you said, can survive very well with eating less. So it starts with the consumer eating less. Second, it goes into the restaurants themselves, especially the buffet. Have you attended some of those buffets? I go a lot on cruises, and what I see on the cruises, the waste that I see on the cruises is unbelievable.
I can't imagine how much food goes to waste from serving up to 25,000 meals a day. And the leftovers? They're simply dumped into the ocean. Do you think overproduction causes food waste?
I think overproduction is the major cause of food waste. If we even go down to the small scale, to just like a small restaurant, when they're over prepping more than what they need, ultimately that food ends up wasted.
Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Act was passed in '96, allowing the donation of food products to non-profit organizations without being held liable in case of foodborne illness. Although the act made a significant progress among grocery stores, it struggled to succeed in the dining industry. 3 trucks that operate for the Second Helpings program at Second Harvest Food Bank pick up food from more than 200 restaurants and convention centers around the city. But there are 4,500 restaurants in Orlando area, and to cover all of them would be impossible. I was out with my girlfriend one Saturday night, and we happened to see a grand banquet dinner in the middle of the street. I couldn't restrain my curiosity, and so I crashed the party.
We are at the winter park, and they have some kind of festivity going on over here. There's a lot of food. Can I get a plate? Is this your food?
What's that?
Is this your food?
Yeah.
Can I have a plate?
Plates aren't free.
They're not free?
No, man.
But we waste so much food.
I know.
How you doing? You work in the event?
Yes.
Is there a lot of food waste going on?
Food waste?
Do people waste a lot of food?
Not that I know of.
Really? I just looked at the trash can and the one before it, there was a lot of food in there.
Okay, well if you tell me that there is, then there probably is.
Is there a lot of food waste going on today?
A lot of what?
Food waste.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Starvation is not the major issue in the United States. It's just the opposite.
The grand feast was slowly dying off, as the remainders of food were cleared out the tables. I managed to intercept enough food to make myself a plate before it hit the bottom of the trash bins. I noticed the way the man was looking at my food, and my intuition was prompting me that he was hungry. I offered him my plate and he gladly accepted it. I told him to wait for me while I tried to get some more food. I knew that if I wasn't going to get it now, it would end up in the trash.
There's a guy who was walking by. He was trying to approach. I guess he wanted to get him.
Here, you can. This is Orzo, and
He's somewhere around.
There we go.
Thank you. Some roast beef, and that's some vegetables.
As I watched the man gradually fade away into the night, it suddenly occurred to me that for the first time in 9 years I was able to rescue food and give it to someone who really needed it. I've been working in a restaurant since the age of 16. And all that time I've been throwing food away against my will because the management ordered me to do so. But tonight there were no managers or supervisors around, and I finally did what I felt was the right thing to do.